Hello and welcome back to another episode of UFit TV. Today I'm recording episode 48 and I've got an amazing client success story for you. This really has not much to do with losing weight, but more about saving your life. And it's an amazing story. Let's go check it out. All right, Christy, thanks for joining us today. I just really want to know your story. I want to know, where you came from, where you're at. Your story is incredible, and I don't want to give it away in the very beginning. So can you kind of just tell us, before you started exercising with us, when was the last time that you were working out?
3.5 years ago.
Okay.
Yes.
What kind of workouts were you doing?
Basically interval running, so the jogging, walking kind of stuff. Wasn't really doing any weightlifting at all.
Okay.
So just cardio.
Okay, cool. How many times a week?
I would say it was probably 2 to 3 times a week.
Gotcha.
On my own.
What got you out of that?
I was diagnosed with peripartum cardiomyopathy, which is, for layman's terms, is pregnancy-induced congestive heart failure.
Okay.
I was diagnosed with it 4 days after delivery, and so my body just doesn't do well with pregnancy.
You're almost allergic to it, right?
Pretty much, yeah.
Crazy.
It's a great way to describe it. I can't have any more kids,
Yeah.
so my body wouldn't be able to the heart just wouldn't be able to function.
Okay.
So it's heart failure, and when I was first diagnosed, I was really sick. I think my heart functioning was around 15 to 20%, which
That's supposed to be.
normal is 50 to 60, because you don't want the heart working at 100%.
Right.
But normal is 50 to 60 range.
And you were at 15.
Yes.
Okay.
So I was in the heart hospital for the first week of our daughter's life, and just struggling to figure out what I was going to do. And from there, I was told that I couldn't work out, but I needed to lose the baby weight. So,
Wow.
Exactly. So from multiple physicians, cardiologists, and change of medications, I started a new medication that started helping me, and I was able to start adding exercise probably 9 months ago.
Okay. Awesome.
Was when I was able to start walking again.
Okay.
And my strength was really weak. And then in January, I saw my cardiologist, and she said I needed to start adding exercise 4 to 5 times a week.
Okay. Awesome.
Obviously starting out slow,
Yeah,
but because we saw improvement, so I came to UFit in January of this year.
All right.
When I came, my ejection fraction was at 30 to 35. So it had improved from being diagnosed 4 years ago to now, but I was still really weak. I didn't know what I could be doing. We started off slow with the 2 times a week here, and then I've slowly added back working out 4 times a week at home, or
awesome.
Total 2 days here, 4 days, or 2 days at home, 4 days total.
Yeah. That's awesome.
So and now I've gotten great news in April that my medications have been helping, and my ejection fraction is 40-45. And
That's
my
awesome.
cardiologist said stay on the medications, but she also said to keep working out, because if I want to continue doing any normal daily activities, I need to exercise, and exercise is what's going to help me be able to continue to have a functioning life.
Yeah, that's awesome. So, correct me if I'm wrong, but back in January is when you started this, right?
Yes,
okay.
correct.
So
yes.
Back in January, you were on the heart transplant list, like you needed a
Well,
heart.
I wasn't on it. I was too overweight for it.
You're too overweight for it. Okay,
So the goal was to lose 10 pounds when I first started.
Okay.
One of the things that got me here is my cardiologist we had a heart-to-heart. She goes, if I need to put you on the transplant list, which if my heart ejection fraction wasn't improving with medication, the next step would have been a pacemaker. So in April, I pretty much was going into in April this year, I was going into my cardiology appointment going, okay, so we're going to be scheduling a pacemaker placement at the age of 31.
Yeah.
So that's where my mindset was. So I was just so I joined kind of in the hopes of, well, if I need a transplant later down the road, I can't even qualify for the weight I was at.
Right.
When I started in January. So that's where the heart-to-heart came in. It's like, she goes, if I need to give you a transplant or start evaluation, I can't even get you on there because of where you are.
Right, of course.
So that kind of put me in a place of like, oh no, okay, well, I want to stay alive. My daughter's 4 or 3 at the time. She's 4 now. Like, I want to be there. Like, I'm 31. I'm going to be 32 this year. I don't want to be in a bedridden
absolutely.
for the next 30 plus years.
Absolutely.
You know, so I'm thinking, okay, I need to do something. So that's where it kicked in, and I said, okay, I need to do a change. Obviously, what I'm doing at home is not enough. Or I need to push myself. I don't see myself pushing myself. So that's where I joined in January. And so my goals were to make it through Disney, because we were taking our daughter through Disney because we just didn't know what the outcome of my health would be. Right. So we wanted to take her. Then also I needed to lose that 10 pounds in case I needed to get there. Right. So that was my 2 goals when I first started. It wasn't, I'm going to do this and lose this amount of weight. It really was small goals. Make it through Disney and lose 10 pounds.
That was awesome. And you made it through Disney?
I made it through Disney. I walked the entire time. It was fantastic. I was not short of breath. I was able to hold Claudia. I was able to push her, stand in lines, do a 12-hour day. So I was able to do all of that because I started working out here. I don't think I could have done it without exercising on top of what I was doing. There just wasn't enough in me when I started. Right. So the 10-pound goal was the other to do in case I needed it. In April, when we learned that my injection fraction was improved, I no longer need a pacemaker. Yeah. I no longer need to be evaluated for transplant. So those are things that
it's exciting.
Yes.
Yeah,
I don't need to think about that.
Right.
So I know in me, I was very scared. Like, I was going in, okay, pacemaker. If that pacemaker fails, then if my heart keeps failing, then it's transplant. Right. But I was so scared because I didn't know what I was gonna weigh. Right. Because different scales. When I weighed at my doctor's office, I had lost that 10 pounds. So she was very thankful. But she said, we don't even need it now because it's improved. But the one thing that she kept saying was continue exercising. Right. That was the one thing she said to me. Right. Exercise didn't help my heart improve, but it's improving my quality of life.
Yeah, absolutely.
So the medications are doing their job, but if I want to have a quality of life at 32 now, I have to exercise. Right. That's just something I have to do.
Yes, absolutely. What so what are they saying is next as far as like, do you have any restrictions? Are you?
I have no restrictions. So when I first started, I wasn't able to even lift my daughter. I couldn't hold her. I had a very low weight restriction 4 years ago. It slowly increased. I think my weight restriction was 25 pounds I could lift. Wow. Yeah. So when she turned 3, I couldn't even lift her into our car. So we had to get a different car just because I physically couldn't do that.
It's so crazy.
So now I'm able to, I don't have any restrictions working out. I have no restrictions lifting, anything like that. I have to listen to my body, obviously, because sometimes I do notice if I do a certain exercise and I feel kind of weak, and I go, I need to take a break. But no, going from absolutely having severe restrictions to having restrictions, none.
Like, listen to yourself.
Listen to myself, but then also just, if I want to have a quality life, I have to keep doing what I'm doing.
No, absolutely, that's really cool. So, what's your advice? Like, what if someone is in your position, they don't really know what to do in the sense of that they feel like that maybe exercise will help, maybe it won't, but they're just kind of stuck. What do you say to them?
I personally, I thought I couldn't exercise. Okay. And now I can. And even if it's just that 5 minutes on a treadmill, that's all you can start out doing. Absolutely. Do it. Yeah. Don't just sit there, because sitting there is going to make it worse. It's going to make you recover longer. You're not going to be able to recoup what energy you had before you were diagnosed with this heart failure. I joined a support group prior to joining UFit, when I was first diagnosed for peripartum cardiomyopathy, and there's women out there, and they do different. There were different suggestions, and a lot of it was just basically diet. But part of me is like, you can do it. Yeah, absolutely. If you put your mind to it, you can do it. Absolutely. Yeah, that's awesome. If it only takes 5 minutes, if you do 5 minutes a day, and that's what you can get, do it for as long as you feel comfortable, and then push that to the 10 minutes. Yeah. As long as you're doing something, you're going to be able to build to get that 45 minutes in.
Something is better than nothing else.
Exactly. Yeah, you don't want to sit still.
I love it. Very cool. Well, thank you so much. Your story is really cool.
Thank you.
And I just wanted to make sure that we we shared it. So
Yes.
if you ever need anything from us, please let us know.
Yes, thank you.